What's going on, everybody? It's Childish back at it again, coming at you with another Summoner's War video. And in today's video, we're going to give you guys an account update, letting you guys all know everything and anything that's been going on with regards to my account and progression. We got a couple of milestones to talk about, but we do have a couple of sad stories that has limited me in improving my overall combat power. So again, fam, looking to share that with you, regardless of what it is, because at the end of the day, my goal is to help you out. So hopefully you guys can learn from my mistakes here. That being said though, fam, before we get into the content, I do want to give you guys a big shout out for once again clicking on this video. And if you guys are enjoying this kind of content, you all know what to do. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, hit the notification bell so you guys know when the next video drops. So first and foremost, let's just go ahead and talk about the last time we did this update. I think we did this update right around the 3 to 4 month mark. And at the time we were, maybe it was like 4 to 5 month mark. We were probably sitting between 400 to 450K. As you guys might have guessed, there's been a lot of updates in the game that has allowed us to kind of catapult our combat power when it comes to gear, some of the dungeons that have been open and whatnot. In addition to some of the overall, resources that we've been able to collect, we've been able to, create when it comes to our profession. That's been able to help us out. I am currently sitting at about 575. Before the update was at about 600K, but of course that got knocked down due to the recent change with regards to the amount of combat power that is improved by means of attack, defense, HP with relation to the other secondary subsets. That being said, though, was happy to get that 600K prior to the prior to the nerf. But again, that being said, I still have a lot of improvements here. When I check in with my peoples, compare my stats to others, I'm still about 30 to 40K combat power short. Of what I got going here. So why is that? Well, still got a lot of weapons that are sitting here at plus stealth. Still got a couple of weapons that are not so 3-star awaken, and still have just quite. We're just like you might have guessed. So we're trying to do one too many things that has kind of spread my resources out a little bit too thin. That being said, though, the biggest mistake that I would say that I've made is, like I said, the allocation of my resources when it comes to the equipment. I've kind of, once I, came into the newer guild, which is Air, really had motivation to, push up and try to be a little bit stronger than I was in the prior, in prior times, right? But that being said, though, I realized that the amount of resources needed to really catapult my account was, I needed a lot, right? So I naturally spend a lot of resources, had to save up for more. I mean, we're talking hundreds of millions, right? Resources alone. In gold, millions of sky stones, and still have not been able to really, get where we need to be. And because of that, of pushing my gear and everything so high, now I'm kind of in that situation to where I'm kind of limited to what I can do until the next content comes out. Because as you guys might have guessed, with a recent change on the equipment succession and whatnot here, you have to take a previous gear that's, sitting here with what is it called, like a lower grade, or has to be like plus 13 year plus 12 with the same star rating. I mean, it's just a whole lot of nonsense that basically says, hey, you know what, you're basically gonna have to wait to the next round of equipment. So when they drop this like elite hero versions of Foggy Prison and whatnot, I think that's gonna be where I'm gonna be able to make my new push, and hopefully I'll be able to get a nice little jump in combat power so I can, keep up with everybody else there. But overall, though, again, I'm okay, with where I am. I'm kind of happy that we still, like, over this time, we've still been able to make some progression here. But yeah, like you guys might have guessed, still got a lot of work to do. And so just want to throw that out there since, like I said, my stats and gear and, overall RNG when it comes to leveling this up, it's all over the place. It's all over the place. So why has my resources been kind of limited in this front? Because again, I've been allocating additional resources to a wide variety of other things to conclude profession. So happy to say, though, at the time of this recording, this was 24 hours ago, I actually just finished the masters. The masters actually just finished before they did this recent update where it allowed us to get unlimited farming done, with regards to, you have the summoners pass and whatnot here. Was able to get it done prior to that, but yes, now it's going to be a little bit easier for people that were limited in that front here. But yeah, guys, pretty excited about that, because obviously there's a lot of great items that can be made when it comes to improving the overall count, especially when it comes to our overall gems and whatnot, being able to craft some legendary gems and spend countless amount of resources for that. Yeah, it's gonna suck, it's gonna cost a lot, but at least we'll be able to upgrade them, utilize them, and then take them off our weapons to improve on other weapons. Like I said, you just got to make those initial sets on your account so that you can essentially share them with your future equipment down the road, which is good. Similar to what we were talking about with regards to equipment. It's unfortunate that I'm in the situation that I am, but like I said before, once I get that new round of equipment, and once I finally find pieces of that equipment that have those higher grade, those starting S1 stats here, I'll be able to, like I said, bleed those into the newer gear, and then just get a nice little boost as well. But yeah, overall, really happy with the profession. Again, I'm looking to get some work done. Actually, one of the things that I was doing prior to getting ready to start this video was just kind of going back now with regards to my outfit crafting and trying to see which ones, what stuff do I need here? Because as you guys might have guessed, with the recent change on, with the dungeon tickets versus energy and whatnot, it's a little bit easier to get in there, especially if you have some leftover tickets, and get, do some auto farming, some auto battle farming, and get all the stuff you need to go ahead and, finish out sets, as I just did right there. In addition to that, I got a handful of sets over here that requires the legendary made, fancy handmade doll or whatever it is. This one right here. So now I can make those, and, obviously get a lot of the stuff that I have not been able to get done already. So very, very excited about that. Because again, at the end of the day, that's just bonus stats that's going to be able to help out my units and whatnot, or my summoner, whatnot. So it's going to be good down the road. As far as my, let's see here, my Trial of Ascension. Again, obviously everybody knows that this is one of the big things that people work on when it comes to improving your overall combat power. Sitting here at 97% on both my immemorial and my summoning power. Obviously we're looking to, do some of those, what's it called there? The special rooms, not the special rooms, but you know what I mean? Like the extra rooms to get yourself the resources needed to go and level those up and get those capped out. And in addition to that, we've been obviously working on our Spires of Ascension, trying to get ourselves up to the, cap off and get these levels in. Reason being, I want to put it out there too as well for any of you guys that, really haven't checked out the previous 2 updates or whatnot here. That recent adjustment that they made on the Spires, the Towers of Ascension, Spires of Ascension, is really, really massive. I mean, the amount of, I guess the sheer easiness that it is now, it's without question, it's definitely doable for the majority of the people out there that, maybe, pushed a little bit and then kind of stopped after they, they didn't want to auto anymore. When the adjustment was made, I was able to come back to it and essentially almost auto 50 to 64s on average between whatever element I was doing. So naturally, we're getting a lot of resources, getting a lot of equipment. We're getting a lot of free scrolls, elemental scrolls, LD scrolls. So again, for those of you guys that are like, man, I'm feeling like something, but I don't have any scrolls, but I want some right now, get in here, get your Spires of Ascension done. That'll be good. That'll be good. I'm trying to think here. Outside of that, right now, for me personally, my goal, like I said before, is to obviously improve the summoner, but I'm kind of gated to what to one of these. So when it comes to PvP and whatnot here, I'm trying to mix it up right now and see what I want to do. See what I can test out here. Because at the end of the day, I like to, I want to use my stronger units out there, the ones that are Awaken 15. But I also want to test out some units that I do have. We've been fortunate enough to pull quite a handful of Nat 5s. Obviously, a lot of these haven't been built. A lot of these haven't been leveled up. I know a lot of you guys are cringing right now. You're like, oh my gosh, Childish, what are you doing? Get these things leveled up here. Naturally, we do not have the additional potions and whatnot to get it done. If you guys remember, I think it was a month and a half ago when Barsco was still playing this game. He literally did a summoning session for me, but before getting into the summoning session, I think we leveled up my account 2.5 times because of the fact that I just was sitting on XP potions or whatnot that I've collected throughout the events over time. But I learned from my mistakes there, kind of hoarding those, and reinvested all the additional XP potions in there. But now it's kind of just using what I got, but also farming on the side, doing some auto farming and whatnot, and trying to get some units up there that I feel like would be really, really fun to mix around with. Again, I've done a video prior to, but I'm going to do another video again. This Charlotte unit, I'm a big fan of her. Really want to mess around with her and see if I can make her work with some other comps here. I do have some other units that I was looking at. This Kumar I wanted to play around with, mix it up in Siege. Want to mix it up and see what units can be done with regards to Siege here. Also, what else was another unit that I wanted to mess around with? Again, the Beast Monks are really big. For me, Charlotte's really big. Getting some of these units out that have been pretty, crucial to, Arena, Camilla, stuff like that. I want to get those up there. And honestly, I want to play around with, take a look at some of these 4-star and under units that have been just kind of sitting around. That could be, valuable for some of the 4-star and under siege defenses. Because again, as you guys might have guessed, all of us, when siege dropped, we were looking at, different combinations that we could do. But naturally, we've already seen the meta and how it's been in Brawl Arena, regular arena, and whatnot. So, but what people haven't seen is the units that we just rarely use because you don't need to. We have a 5-star counterpart that's just obviously strong in every other way. Overall, just like I said before, right now, looking to improve the overall count, looking to test out some units for PvP, and just naturally just looking to upgrade as many units as possible so I can improve my overall stats here. Across the board, my main awaken 15 units, they're all in the vicinity of like 130 135k more or less here, 137, somewhere around there. And then some of the second tier ones are anywhere between 110 and 120. But the good thing about it is that as funny as it sounds, it's not really good. The amount of units that I have in that range is still relatively small. I'd say under 10. But I feel like that's a good thing because, again, when you're limited on your resources and you can't invest so much in there, the best thing is to, focus, your best runes and your best units, the units that provide a lot of versatility when it comes to your lineup. So even though I'm hurting because I do have a wide variety of units that could be very, very useful in certain situations, I haven't spread out my runes too thin in that front here. I've been, making sure that my top tier units have the best runes and, just trying to make the adjustments for those as well. But I'm trying to think if there was anything else I wanted to throw out there. Again, just not really a whole lot going on. Like I said before, I think right now it's just me. It's just mainly, making sure that I can, constantly get all the resources done, get everything collected up here. Because again, I'm going to be, doing a big push on my equipment as is everybody else. Once the new dungeons drop, we'll be able to best around with. As far as the Dragon Knights stuff go, obviously I did pull the Dragon Knights, got Leo and Leica to be exact here. Haven't jumped into those just yet because, like I said before, we need to really just focus on some of our overall stats and to see what we could do to get that knocked out and get that improved here. Because at the end of the day, while a unit or two can benefit my account and make an improvement, my summoner is the unit that's never going to really change when it comes to whatever situation I'm in. So have been trying to prioritize her Orbia as well. We got a maxed out Orbia, 68 keen, I believe, and now working on Cleave a little bit here on the side when I got some downtime. So as always, fam, let me know in the comment section down below if there's anything that I missed that you wanted me to explain or whatnot here. Again, there's really not too much more to give you guys an update on. Like I said, the goal right now is just to, like I said, get those resources in. We finally got the masters done, so now we can start crafting some of the gems and whatnot that we're going to be able to utilize on our account to make ourselves a little bit stronger. Obviously, the gear that I currently have is not going to be the end all gear that we're going to be using, but at least because of how the gems work, we can put the gems on and I can remove them on the hand worker, and so I can kind of pass them on down the road as I get better gear here. But yeah, that's gonna be it, fam. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and let me know how you guys are doing in the comment section down below. As always, fam, looking to hear your feedback on that. Okay, take care, guys. God bless. We will see you all in the next one.